There's a particular kind of story Mr. Hitchcock liked. Not the kind with monsters, not the kind with ghosts. The kind where someone makes a small, stupid decision, and then has to stand very still while they find out what it cost them. Tonight's story is called The Mugging. It was someone else's idea. It was always someone else's idea. Shall we? Good evening, and welcome to Tales That Terrify, Episode 17. Edward L. Perry wrote this one for Mr. Hitchcock's collection in 1961, a time when the wrong part of town after midnight meant something very specific. Jake and Tony think they've found an easy mark. A fat man, flashy cufflinks, real gold ones. They're just gonna use Jane to bring him in. She's young, she's scared, she does it anyway. Here is the mugging. It was Tony's idea. We'd just come out of the flicker, me, him, and my Deb Jane. It had cost us our last coin and the picture had been lousy. It's late, close to midnight, and we'd had to figure out a way to make some dough, fast. Then we spot this crud. He's standing in front of the flicker, goggling at the young chicks who come out. He's a fat, greasy slob with blubber hanging over his belt, but he's dressed to kill. Loud sport coat and flashy cufflinks, real gold ones. But you don't notice these things much. You only notice his face. The round white blot with small, restless pig eyes that strip you naked. There's beads of sweat on his upper lip, and he keeps mopping his forehead with a handkerchief. When a young chick walks by, he gives him a sickly grin and leans towards him like a dog sniffing at a bone. I'd seen his type before, so I'd known what's turning around in that brain of his. He likes chicks. Real young ones. Then he spots Jane, and he starts mopping his forehead like there's a furnace burning inside of him. I don't blame him. Jane's really decked out tonight. She's wearing a thin white skirt so tight across the hips that her firmness is brought out in sharp relief, and a red blouse open at the throat with a plunging V neckline. She's young and cute. We walk to the end of the street and stop. Tony takes out a weed and lights up. He nods in Fat Boy's direction. "Let's take him," he says. I don't think much of the idea, and I say so. "What's wrong with you, man?" he wants to know. "That fat guy looks really loaded. Did you get a look at them clothes?" "I don't like his looks. He acts like a hornbug. He ain't one of them sex maniacs. Man, what are you talking about, huh? He's just trying to pick up something, that's all." I still don't like it, I say. He's big, real big, but I know Tony's going to talk me into it. He always does. I look at Jane. "What do you think?" "I don't know," she says slowly. "I don't like the way he looks at me. It sure gives me the creeps." Tony exhales slowly and slips a butt in the gutter. "Listen, man," he says. "The street's emptying fast, and this crud's a pushover." "I don't know, Tony. Listen, man, I wouldn't take no chances if I didn't know we could handle him. Now would I, huh?" No, I guess not." I'm looking at Jane as I say this. She knows Tony is talking me into it, and she's scared. Real scared. Her face has gone pale, and she keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other. She's new at this racket, but she'll do anything I ask her. I see how helpless she looks, and I want to tell Tony to go to hell, but I ain't got the guts. He'd think I was scared, punking out. "You sure we can handle him, Tony?" "Easy, man, easy." I'm not looking at Jane now, but I hear her gulp hard. She reaches out and puts her hand on my arm. Her hand is shaking. "You want to do it, Jane?" I ask. For a moment she hesitates, then she nods her head slowly. But when she speaks, her voice trembles. "If you say so, Jake, I'll do anything you want." Tony rubs his hands together. "Good, man. Then that's good settled. It's all settled, huh?" "Yeah," I say. "I guess so. Now, here's how we'll do it. Jane, you go back up the street and let Fat Boy pick you up. Give him the eye, see? And then when you waltz up the street to a good dark alley, me and Jake will follow. Once you get him in the alley, we'll rush in, work Loverboy over, and scram with the loot. It's simple." I take out a butt and light up. I'm shaking like a leaf, but I try to laugh it off. I tell myself I'm getting chicken since I met Jane. We've done this kind of jig before. Lots of times. Nothing's ever gone wrong. "Okay," Jane says in a small voice, "but promise you'll be right behind me and him. He scares me." We will be, kid, I promise. And I mean it. She gets up on tiptoes and kisses me right in front of Tony. It's a sweet one. I lean back against the lamppost and watch her walk up the street and get that sick feeling all over again. Something about Fat Boy scares me too. The streets are deserted now. Only Jane and Fat Boy are in sight. He's watching her come towards him and he starts mopping his forehead like mad. Yeah, man. He's getting all steamed up. He don't see Tony and me. We watch her make contact. She's young. But she knows the ropes. She stops and for a moment they stand there talking. Then I see Fat Boy reach over and hook his finger in the V of her blouse. I can hear him giggle and I want to kick his guts out. Easy, man, easy, Tony mutters, and I realize I've been cussing Fat Boy out loud. The crud wraps one arm around Jane's waist and they start down the street away from us. I can see by the way she's lagging back that she's scared to death of the crud. Let's go, Tony, I said, and start up the street. He grabs me by the arm. Not yet, stupid. What's wrong with you, huh? You want to mess it up? I force myself to relax. I know he's right. We gotta wait. If we're seen now, Fat Boy will catch on. Start puffing my weed like mad, but it don't do no good. I'm really keyed up. Jane and Fat Boy comes to an alley at the end of the block. I duck inside. Let's take it, Tony says, and he don't have to repeat it a second time. We start up the street fast. I want to run. I'm cold, freezing up. The alley's 100 miles off. Seems like we're never going to reach it. Walk normal, Tony snaps. Walk normal. That's easy for him to say. It ain't his girl in the alley. Time's flying. I don't want to get there too late. Next thing I know, this police car pulls up to the curb and two bulls pile out of it. Hold up there, you two, Gravel's voice orders. What's the beef, Copper? Tony wants to know. We'll find out, kid. Over against the wall. Listen, Copper, I begin. You heard me. Move! Something in his voice leaves no room for argument. We move against the side of the building, palms out. The bull runs his hands up and down my body, searching. I'm clean. Where you been? Graveled voice wants to know. To the flicker. We just got out. Yeah? Sure, man. Ain't no law against that, is there? How about the other one? Graveled voice asks. Clean as a whistle, the other bull reports. Reckon we ought to take them in? Suddenly I feel like I'm gonna faint. My knees are shaking so hard I have to lean against the building to support myself. I'm tough. I don't like cops. I never did and I let them know it. But not tonight. I keep thinking about what's going on in the alley and I start pleading because the police station's a mile off and they take us all the way there. Look, man, we just come out of the flicker. Honest. Gravel voice looks thoughtful. Take that one on back to the theater and check their alibi, he says after a while. The other bull starts down the street in the direction we just covered. He takes Tony with him. I want to cry out. Gravel voice takes out a weed and lights up. He ain't in no hurry. He looks me over through narrowed eyes. You're mighty jumpy, kid. Anything wrong? I force a smile. No, nothing's wrong. Why? Just wondering. I laughed uneasily. No, nothing's wrong, I think. Nothing wrong unless Fat Boy's a horn bug. Nothing wrong if we can just get through the alley in time. I cast a glance toward it. Can't see nothing. Just an empty street. No sound. Nothing. I turned my attention to the bull. Who are you looking for? I asked. I couldn't care less. A couple of punks robbed a store down the block. It wasn't us, I said quickly. The bull looks at his weed, studying it. We'll find out soon enough, kid. My eyes go back to the alley. Then I feel sweat popping out all over me and I start digging my fingers into the brick wall until they hurt like hell. Fat Boy has come out of the alley. For a moment, he stands on the street looking over his shoulder at something he's left behind. I see something fall out of his pocket and land on the sidewalk. He don't seem to notice. Then he catches sight of me and the bull, and he starts cruising down the street in the opposite direction. Fast. My tongue feels fuzzy, and I try to open my mouth to speak, but I can't. I watch Fat Boy disappear from sight. I don't even see Tony and the bull who was with him come back. They got an alibi, the bull says. The girl at the ticket window remembered this one. Okay, kids, get on home, we're told. But I'm not listening. My feet start moving up the street. Tony's right behind me. The bulls climb back into the car. I walk faster, then break into a run. To hell with them. We come to the alley. Tony leans down and picks something up off the sidewalk. It's something Fat Boy dropped. He holds it up to the street lamp. It's a shiv. The blade is covered with blood. For a moment, Tony's eyes hold mine. Then we make a dive for the alley. I feel sick, and I want to vomit. I know what we're going to find. The knife was covered in blood. That's all Perry gives you. That's all he needs to give you. Because you already know. You knew the moment Tony said it was a good idea. You knew the moment Jane said, "If you say so, Jake." Mr. Hitchcock understood something about horror that a lot of people get wrong. The worst thing doesn't happen on the page. It just has to have already happened by the time you get there. That's Tales That Terrify. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Good night.